So sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
Lockyer takes the shot. It's low. He's got it. I think he's got it.
Merlin, are you going to speak?
But for me, it was a winner. David.
Well, I'm afraid it wasn't for me, Margaret.
Thank God you're here. Grandma's been raped.
On.
Woo! Welcome back to On the Air Tonight. As I slowly deflate like an old balloon from a 3-year-old's birthday party into a calmer, more podcasty atmosphere, you're listening to On the Air Tonight, the number one podcast that reviews free-to-air television. I'm not Tom.
I'm certainly not a helium balloon deflated into a podcast platform.
Yeah, you wish, mate.
Hey, Jake.
How's it going, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm in an annoying mood.
Jake is in a really annoying space right now.
Tom's trying to...
My options are come up there and meet you on it or bring you back down to where I am.
Come to the dark side. I'm going to meet him on the platform. Come to the dark side.
I'm going to meet you on the platform.
Come to the dark side.
Okay. Can you identify the catalyst for it?
Yeah, you're trying to improve the show by brainstorming ideas and creating new content and innovating new ideas. And I'm going, I would rather stay in the comfort zone of doing very little.
So it's fear that's driving this.
I'm just in an annoying mood.
Yeah, no, he truly is.
I've to be fair, it might have something to do with the fact that I was bedridden for 72 hours.
That's what I'm going to put this. I think you have had a deficit of human interaction.
Yes.
Am I the first guy outside of your roommates that you've really seen in 3 days? No, you saw the UFC. You went and did some stuff.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I watched that at home.
Okay.
I'm not going to go to a pub when I'm still kind of, but not really half sick.
So it's that. I'm the breaking of the dam.
I spoke to a few people at work, but that was virtually.
Come on. It's not this, is
No,
it?
it's
not this.
So
Sorry.
Just don't breathe into the mic too much, mate. All right.
Say it's not cranberries and.
Yeah, no, I'm just feeling alive again. I guess.
I've broken the dam, and there's just a flood of personality coming out of it, whether that's good or bad.
You can call it what you want, baby. It's not entertaining.
Oh God, it's definitely not entertaining. It's annoying. Maybe I need to suggest what one of your friends suggested to you.
What's that?
The other day at the end of a night when you were getting a bit annoying.
It was actually an afternoon. It was Sunday afternoon. I know exactly what you're suggesting, and how dare you?
Okay, that's not going to get repeated.
How about I suggest some advice that I was giving you 10 minutes ago?
Okay, we're now playing emotional blackmail.
We're playing Russian roulette with each other's sexuality.
We'll leave that off air.
But no, I'm just, I'm just happy to be alive, mate. Just happy to be alive. The sun's, it's not shining. It's the day of the Super Bowl.
It's the day of the Super Bowl. It's also Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jacob.
Happy birthday to my cousin Ned.
As everyone knows this day.
You trying to throw some romance in the air? Me just going, nope, that's actually my cousin's birthday.
Happy Ned Day to all.
Happy Noodle.
Happy Ned's birthday to everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day, babe. I saw the Insta story you put up.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking lame.
Oh.
But I
thought it was funny.
But I love lame.
Clearly your idea of comedy is above that post today. I can tell.
Listen. We've given a play-by-play of nonsense so far.
It's Valentine's Day.
'Tis the season.
Did you get any sweet nothings in your letterbox, maybe in your DMs?
Oh, I didn't just get sweet nothings. I got sweet fuck all, mate.
Okay. Not sweet somethings.
No.
You know, Cupid hasn't kissed you on the cock today.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not. I mean, it's still...
single man, isn't he?
Still plenty of time to go.
Well...
Cupid a single man, or am I a single man?
You're a single man.
Sure.
Cupid probably doesn't have a girlfriend either.
You just call me a man?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
You're not a single boy. You are in a boyish mood today to leave your cock in. Okay, sorry.
I was just checking if I was a boy or a man.
Thought it was coming out.
Oh, God.
No, I don't think Cupid has a girlfriend though, because it wouldn't make any sense. He'd be cheating. If Cupid had a girlfriend,
It's a job.
Would he
It's a
get-
job, man.
love is a full-time job.
Did Hitch have a girlfriend? By the end of the movie, he did.
But what I'm saying is Cupid almost non-consensually makes girls fall in love with guys and vice versa. He shoots the arrow at them and then takes away their free will and makes them fall in love with the other person.
Okay.
If Cupid was to use those powers to his own advantage, he could go up to Miranda Kerr or the woman of his dreams. She might not like him at first. He shoots her in the arrow and then she loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like Bruce Almighty
Taking advantage of the power that you have.
taking advantage of the power you have and making Jennifer Aniston love him?
Let me answer your question with a question. So you're saying, what you're saying, Thomas, is that it's the man's job. He can't bring that into his personal life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm kind of calling into question his entire job as a whole and questioning the morals of that, because I would argue that it's almost non-consensual, the whole thing. But I don't want to distract your train of thought. Where were you going?
Oh, my headphones were falling off my beanie. So
Okay. Not a
no,
whole lot.
my train of thought was, so you're saying someone can do a job, but they can't bring it into their own personal life. So a Subway artist can't make a sandwich at home. A mechanic can't drive a car.
Of course they can.
All right.
Of course
well,
they can.
It sounds like someone's backpedaling now.
No. Because like I said, I don't have a problem with. You've got to mix business and professionalism at some point. Sorry, you've got to mix leisure and work at some point.
Do you?
Of course you do.
You got to mix work and leisure at some point.
Explain a putt-putt golf company.
They're combining
Pleasure
pleasure and more pleasure.
and work. It's a business
Sure, but not for the people going.
for the employees.
They're patrons.
My point is the mechanic who drives the car,
Bad metaphor.
the sandwich artist that works at Subway, the jobs that they do at work and then they do at home aren't affecting someone else's free will. I'm saying the concept of Cupid is a bit rapey.
Are you
That's what I'm getting at.
Are you intimidated by Cupid at all? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that? Are you basically you're
Am I intimidated by him? I'm saying he's rapey.
There's no contest from any man to you on the planet. Like there's no contest there. But as soon as someone gets a bow and arrow and a little bit of magic and a cute little butt cheeks that are covered by a cloud,
I can't compete with him.
yeah.
When he's got magic love arrows that make any woman in the world fall in love with them, I can't compete with that.
Sounds like the truth's coming out now, Tom.
Yes, I'm jealous of Cupid.
You're jealous of a weird demigod baby that shoots people.
A made up man who doesn't exist. Made up baby.
What?
He's not real.
He's not real.
I got news for you. Santa?
You're telling me he's about as real as Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Capitalist.
Capitalist, ugly pig in the money.
Into cash, baby.
Cash. It's Cupid.
Yeah, I mean, I am intimidated by Cupid and I can't compete with him. And he's a bit rapey, so I don't want to compete with him.
Are you scared that maybe someday you'll get hit with the arrow? That heart will mend. Don't you worry, Tom.
Yeah. It'll do what it wants. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
It'll heal in its own time, or it won't heal. We don't need.
Pump in
It may
oxygen.
not need healing. It
Okay,
may-
all right, may not.
need
All right,
healing.
stay broken, cunt.
I think there's been far too talk about my heart on this Valentine's Day, not enough about your heart.
My heart will go on.
I don't know if there. No, there is one in there.
Titanic, if you haven't seen it.
No, I get
Pretty
it.
niche movie.
It's one of the smaller.
It's a little art house film called Titanic.
Won the Palme d'Or 2006, I think, at Cannes Film Festival. Little guy called Leo DiCaprio. What I want to know is, did your mum message you on Valentine's Day?
No.
Okay.
What are you trying to hook up with your mum, are you? You're trying to hook up with my mum?
No, sometimes
Why you
mums-
want to know who my mum's messaging me on Valentine's Day, mate?
I just want to know if she's single or not.
You know she is.
I'm saying that sometimes mothers, if they feel bad for their single, lonely sons or children or daughters,
Lonely?
by the way, mine didn't. Don't worry. And mum, if you're listening, I don't want you to. But what I'm saying is, Sometimes mothers reach out to their lonely children on Valentine's Day to make them feel less bad.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but it's happened to friends.
Has it?
In the same way that a friend might reach out on Valentine's Day and say, thinking of you, babe.
That's got to be like...
Girls do it.
That is the most counteractive thing I've ever heard, where you want to... You know someone feels like a lonely piece of shit. You want to stop them from feeling that way. But in reality, all you're doing is making them feel worse.
You think it makes them lonelier?
Yep.
Yeah, because you're reminding them of Valentine's Day.
Oh, no, great. Now I feel inferior, insecure.
At least my mum loves me. You know, like that doesn't make people feel good.
Yeah.
Mums, if you've ever reached out to your sons on Valentine's Day, cut that shit out.
Yeah,
I can only imagine how it feels.
Unless you really, really, really love your son,
Well, if you've got that sort of relationship,
then go for it.
and send him more than flowers, you know.
Send him some pictures.
Send him some schneeds.
Some mummy schnitz.
My roommate got cupcakes today. My roommate, a single female, not a single white female, but a single female. A single white female.
I don't know why a race needed to come into it.
It's a film, single white female.
All right, sure, mate.
Also on a Palm Dior. My point is, she is single. She received some cupcakes today from a friend. A man came to the door and said, "I've got a little package for a little someone in there. You lucky boy." And I was like, "Oh, that's not me. Not for me, chief."
I was about to ask if it was actually her Valentine delivering the cupcakes, but it was.
It's a delivery man.
It's a delivery man. It's a delivery man.
6 cupcakes. 3 with little roses, 3 with little hearts from a friend in Sydney. That's girls looking out for girls.
Oh, so it was just a friend.
It was a friend. It wasn't a Valentine.
Can you just get your own holiday?
As in friends?
Yeah.
Like have a friends day?
Palentine's, they call it.
Palentine.
Now that, like, I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this, but that is just like, I get it. Like, you want to show appreciation to your friends, and that's nice. Have a brunch date together, buy presents for each other, go for it. Don't try and make it this anti-Valentine's establishment.
Don't try and build on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Don't try to take the limelight off Valentine's Day.
Don't go against the grain of Cupid is what I'm saying.
Is Palentine's a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but when you said it, I was like, that must be a thing.
You've definitely seen someone's Insta story, a certain someone or someone we know, their Insta story of them on a Sunday at brunch on the 14th of February in previous years with their friends going, #Palentine's.
Valentine's Day. It should just be #Single Losers Day. This is how we make each other less.
Well, see, you're making it much worse than I am.
I'm one of them. I can say that. It's okay.
Have you done Palentine's
I'm not
before?
no, but I'm one of the single losers. But I don't feel the need to do a Palentine's Day. It's essentially the same as Friendsmas, isn't it? Happy Friendsmas.
Yeah, I guess so.
Putting a friendly twist, a friendship twist on an already existing holiday.
Yeah, I suppose with Friendsmas, I don't mind that as much because whilst the name sucks, the name is shit. The idea that the cliche of, you know, you're born into one family, but your friends are the family that you choose.
Friends of the family that you choose.
Kind of cliche, but also
Kind of cringe, dude.
kind of cringe, kind of cliche, but kind of chill actually. Like 10%,
pretty base too.
11% chill with sunglasses on. That's fine because you're still in the spirit of being around loved ones. And I guess Valentine's is as well, but I feel like Valentine's is more of a romanticized. It is the romantic holiday. We don't get the day off for it though.
Imagine if you got a day off for Valentine's Day.
Only if you're in a relationship though.
Yeah.
Sorry. Happy Valentine's Day. Cops come to the door. Just. Yeah, g'day, mate.
Hello, officer. Yes.
Yeah, g'day, man. This is Constable Cupid here. Just out patrolling here on 14th of February 2022. We just need to make sure you got your V-Day permits.
You mean, am I in a relationship? My V-Day permits that prove I'm in a relationship?
No, I'm checking on your virginity, mate. Yes, your V-Day permits. I want to make sure it's illegal for you to be home alone at this.
No, I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Okay.
My missus is just back there. She's indisposed.
What's the name of your significant other?
Cherry dude.
Cherry Dude.
Cherry dude.
You're dating a woman named Cherry Dude.
I'd love for you to meet her. I've actually been meaning for her to meet. It's Constable Cupid, is it? I've been meaning for you, Cherry Dude and Constable Cupid, to. I think you guys would get along, but she is busy.
Right, well, what's she busy doing? That's so busy.
She's you don't want to disturb her when she's doing what she's doing. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, well, listen, maybe you can just get through these answers for the both of you, and I can be on my merry way.
I am just in the middle of. You go. I'll hear the answers.
Are you too busy?
I respect the shield.
Too busy for certified love, are you, mate?
I respect the badge, officer.
That's what I thought.
And I love this day off. And my girlfriend, who is real and busy, is back there waiting for me. So let's get this.
Mate, we could either make this a cute little love heart-shaped arrow in the butt, or this can be a night stick up somewhere else where the sun don't shine. How does that sound?
If I could take the Cupid, the former of the 12.
Okay. So on this romantic day, what is you and Ms. Dude? What are you choosing to do together?
Cherry Dude. We're just doing everything normal that couples do on Valentine's Day. Just normal couple stuff.
Okay.
Like sand castles.
Okay. You're about 2,000 kilometers from the nearest beach, but
just other normal stuff that couples do. Waxing. We'll wax each other.
wax yourselves.
Yep. I wax myself. Just, like what you and Mrs. Cupid do on a normal night out. Normal couple stuff.
Mrs. Cupid's been dead for the past 38 years, mate.
So that's why you're working today.
You
You get a day off, did you? Can I check your permits, Constable Cupid?
Listen, I need to go file some more paperwork.
Okay.
You know, you have a nice day,
Okay,
Mr.
Mr. Cupid. That's what I thought.
You have a nice day, Mr. Dude.
No, I will.
Scene. Yeah, so I think kind of cringe if you kind of cringe if you're making a romantic holiday about your mates.
If you did get the day off for Valentine's Day to just be in a couple, it would just be a big fuck fest, I guess. I mean, after 10 years, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe that's a day to explore new boundaries.
Maybe it's like everyone comes to work the next day a little bit tender. You know, there's a few limps going around the office. It's like, how's your Valentine's Day?
Few bruises, few lashing across the calves.
It's the unspoken, you got your back broken in.
Terry from accounting got his gimp mask stuck on, so he's got to wear it to work.
Yeah.
All right, there, Terry. What was that? I said, good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah. Couldn't get the leather off, eh, Tez?
He hasn't moved in like 6 hours.
He's a corpse.
Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's got heat stroke.
He's dead.
He can't breathe in that thing.
No, he's died. He's died. His wife fucked him too hard.
Yeah, or could it be a day for strengthening the bond with someone that you maybe potentially want to call your life partner?
As in not physically, just doing nice emotional things to be good to one another.
You tell me.
Could be. Either way, being single on Valentine's Day, have you ever felt, because I'm relatively new to the single, not new, but, relatively new. I haven't had a lot of winters under the single banner. Have you ever felt a pressure or a sadness on Valentine's Day that all the single people talk about? Like, I hate Valentine's Day when other people get roses and I don't get roses. Have you ever felt like that?
No. If anything, I actually feel the opposite. The most recent conversation I had about Valentine's Day was with my two housemates who are a happy couple that have been together, I think, 4 years now. So I was talking to Hannah about Valentine's Day, and her and Zach don't buy each other anything. They'd rather save it for holidays or for birthdays or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I just feel like Valentine's Day above any other one is just, it's not even, as I said, it's not even a holiday. It's a day that was made for, I'd have to look, I don't know what the history is behind it.
History of Valentine's Day? Jamie, look it up.
And I can't be bothered.
I'm not in love, so I don't understand it.
But yeah, it just seems like a money grab. You could say that about Easter, but Easter brought me joy when I was a child. Christmas brought me joy as a child. Like,
that's true. It's one of the only holidays that is only for adults.
I'm not calling it a holiday anymore.
It's a very adult holiday. Well, it's a very, what are you going to call it?
Day?
Okay.
Cherry Dude.
Call it adult day.
Call it.
But it is, as far as when you stack it up against the other holidays, it's an R-rated holiday. We PG-ify it, but at its core, it's an R-rated holiday. It's an adult-only holiday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you saying children can't have Valentines?
Well, they don't.
You've never seen that episode of The Simpsons where Ralph falls in love with
Poor
Lisa?
little Ralph. I choose you.
Let's be friends.
Okay. Well, that's a good point, but they don't, they don't understand love yet.
Oh, okay.
They're in the very early learnings of maybe crushes, but they don't know love.
Okay.
Unless I reckon 16 and above, you get your love permit, your permission to love.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Were you ever in love before 16? Let's talk about love. This is a dating podcast.
This is going to be dark. We need more than 4 beers.
Between us.
Yeah, 2 beers each. I'm going to fucking tear this table apart. Was I ever in love before the age of 16? The answer is bum, 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 bum. Does an object count?
Okay, your fleshlight does not count.
Oh, whoa. I meant
Oh,
a romantic relationship, not a fuck thing.
With an object.
Yeah.
What was the object?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, I will ask no further questions.
My Xbox 360.
Yeah, so that was pre-16.
I gave it its own red ring of death, if you know what I mean. Oi, oi, oi.
Hey. So that made me Microsoft. You know what I'm talking about?
Don't lie, made you hard.
That exactly proves my point. You were pre-16. You didn't know what love is. You thought you could love your Xbox. You couldn't. My point stands that Valentine's Day is an adult's holiday.
I didn't speak to a girl until I was 20. Still haven't spoken to a girl.
Okay, good.
So no.
So love's going well for Jake.
No love, deep web.
I'm happy for you.
What about you? Were you ever in love before the ripe age of 16, Tom?
I wasn't in love, no. No one knows what love is before the age of 16. You're in, people who end up dating their, high school sweethearts is one thing. Imagine dating your primary school sweetheart. Does that ever happen? The girl you meet in year 6? You reckon they ever go on to live a happily...
I'm sure I've heard stories about it, but...
I had girlfriends in primary school, but I wasn't in love.
The only time I've thought I've heard that is... Or, seen that is on, the cover of, Take 5. Those, mums magazines that have
Women's
Sudoku in the
weeklies.
back. Not so much women's weeklies because that's more celebrities. Take 5 is all games and how to lose 36 kilos before summer.
The magic pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Today Show equivalent of a magazine.
And it's our main story today is a woman who started dating her now husband when she was in grade 3. Terry and Bob, can you tell us more about your marriage that's been going on for now 35 years? That's incredible. Yeah, well, look, it was a bit awkward at the time because I just started as a teacher and I saw this hot little thing in class.
Okay. This took a dark turn. Okay. So there's a 30-year age gap between the two of them. That's sweet.
Before I made a really, really inappropriate joke. No, my whole point is that the only time that you see those relationships where it's we fell in love when we
were 10?
when we learned how to run.
Yeah.
When we were rubbing spit into the younger kids' eyes.
You're not doing anything that can even equate to liking each other. You're spitting in each other's mouths and fucking jumping in pools.
Yanking hair and eating mud cakes together.
What first date ends in I fucking fell over and hurt my knee and cried for my mum.
I got a boo-boo.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this again tomorrow? Actually, not really. You're a bit of a pussy.
I've got, Xbox with Jim to play. There's no... I'd love to see the data on people who... Successful marriages that started pre-12 years old. I'd love to see it.
Pretty rare, I imagine.
Rare.
Considering marriages that start after that.
Yeah, also don't.
Don't really work.
Yeah, and especially not in this generation. My grandparents are together. They've been together for... God, they're 80 now, and they met when they were 20, so they've been together for 60 years. Crazy shit, but that's just what you did back then.
Yeah, but that's back then, this is now.
That's what I'm saying. So even now, and now it's even less likely, is what I'm saying. Back then, you might have got a few 10-year-olds who just stuck it out because of the matrimony of the institution of marriage, and that's what you did back then: one partner, one life, one woman forever.
Do you think it's something to do with also that marriages lasted longer, maybe back in the day, whatever you want to call it, because there was more adversity in the world and it was more about working as a unit, hey, listen, I love you, you love me. We've got kids to raise. I've got to put food on the table. I've got to keep a roof over our head. I need you to, this has got to be a symbiotic relationship. Whereas now everyone's seen Disney, everyone's seen Aladdin, everyone's seen Beauty and the Beast, and they just know that it should be happily ever after.
Right. There were lower expectations back then.
Yeah, I think
But Disney love stories have been around forever.
Sure.
That hasn't changed, surely. Has our expectations of the white picket fence and the fantasy, the love fantasy, has that been escalated in our generation?
That's what I think.
Maybe. I think the cause of a higher divorce rate now is it's easier to get divorced.
Yep.
There's less shame.
If anything, you're encouraged.
If anything, you're encouraged. Like, and back in the day, that's why when people are like, oh, people don't know how to stay together anymore. People divorce at the drop of a hat. No one sticks anything out. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean that your generation were happy. They were just in miserable marriages and didn't get divorced because the woman was seen as a slut and the guy was seen as a...
That face. If you're on YouTube, you got to pause on that face that Tom made.
That's the thumbnail. And the man is seen as like a player or whatever. Like you were seen as dirty if you got divorced. And now it's just like, everyone's got 4 divorces. Who cares? Keep going until you find the right one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, and I think in today's day and age, as time has evolved, you don't have to settle down into a marriage and a relationship. Like I don't see myself doing that. Like if I'm being real with myself, I don't see myself getting married, having kids. A part of me at a certain point in my life was like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool having kids and a wife and building a family. Me at this point in time right now, I feel I don't like, and I think that's exemplifies how, 20 years ago
You had to.
You either had to or you had to be the weird uncle at Christmas parties.
Single guy.
Now be the weird uncle at Christmas parties but has all the video games.
Very cool. As long as you feel the love void, the void in you that you normally feel with like children and a wife and a home, as long as you have like...
High score!
As long as you're really good at Pac-Man, then that void will be filled to the brim.
Pac-Man's for chumps.
Sorry, fucking... Smite. whatever shit you play.
Smite would be pretty cool.
Smite would be cool.
I might get into Smite in my 30s.
Then the kids will like me. You'll be the cool uncle that hangs around and goes, hey kids, want to come back to mine and play Smite? And your sister's like, I have a life. The children are coming home with me.
Well, that's the thing is my sister's definitely not having kids.
You're still already... No, she doesn't. She doesn't have kids. No. Your brother has children.
2 of my brothers have kids.
Okay. Why is your sister not going to have kids? We don't have to talk about this on the podcast.
But I'd be fairly certain that she's not going to have kids.
Interesting. Cut from the same cloth as Jacob.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that Jacob Puryear has given up on love?
I don't think I ever had faith in it to begin.
Can't give up on something if you never thought it'd happen.
That fucking meme, Tyrone tapping his forehead. Can't give up on something you never fucking started.
You're Vince Vaughn in Dodgeball going, I find if you don't have a goal, then you're never disappointed because you don't reach it.
No, my mentality has always been the same. It's been, I'm not going to go searching for it. I'm going to live my life and I'm going to do the things that I want to do. And it's just, I kind of treat it the same way as like having a dream job or like the right opportunity that might come along. It's like the more active you are, the more stones that you're turning, the more things you're going to find that you either like or don't like. So through process of elimination, you're going to find things that you stumble into that you like simply by doing things that you may or may not like.
Yep.
With dating, I think if you don't have to be going to speed dating or on Tinder or whatever the case may be, but if you're going out and socializing with people, meeting new interesting characters and just trying new stuff, you will meet people organically. And I think if it's meant to be, the right person will fall in your lap. If it's not meant to be, then that's fine. I think I have the mentality that I'd rather find solitude and happiness, happiness in solitude than trying to find happiness in codependency, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
If I need to get real for a minute.
No, it's fine. We can get real. It's not all jokes and gaffs on here.
Damn it.
Not jokes and Jim Gaffigans. You don't actively, like, you have the apps.
I don't.
You don't anymore have the apps?
No.
Okay, so you don't have the apps, but maybe a week ago you did.
Probably last year I did. Yep.
Okay, you've been off them for a while. Okay, so you don't have the apps. You don't actively look for it or go on dates to...
I went on like 3 or 4 dates last year.
Yeah. And then you deleted the apps. So you would not actively be looking for anything, but if it does come onto your lap, you wouldn't say no to it. If you met a girl and you just vibed straight away and she was gorgeous and she was beautiful, you would not be closed off to the idea.
We'll see. Part of my childhood trauma might make me panic and run away if I find someone who's actually right for me. I might go, nope, this is too good to be true. There's got to be something wrong. And then I find that one little wrong thing and ruin the whole relationship.
You might self-sabotage yourself.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
Interesting. So, last question.
Sure.
Your lack of wanting your lack of wanting children. You're not wanting children. Does that stem from you not wanting a wife and or a life partner, and then you just have to have a life partner to have kids, or would you want kids but not necessarily want love with another human?
This has taken a very serious turn,
has.
starting with Constable Cupid. I love this is just Valentine's Day episode as well. Fuck the Super Bowl.
Two single dudes recording a podcast on Valentine's Day.
Bengals lost, dude. No one cares. Fucking 50
Bengals?
50 Cent was hanging from the rafters and he sounded awful.
We will get to the Super Bowl halftime show.
All right. So
We got love to talk about.
So your question was about kids and whether I'd want to have kids with someone or if I just want to have kids without someone. Where does the idea of me not wanting kids come from?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that it's not a case that I don't want kids. It's not me going, no, I do not want kids. I think that I've come to the point of accepting and going, if I don't ever have kids, that's okay for a multitude of reasons. One being, there's a lot of ways you can fuck up someone's life. And even if you love them and you're trying to protect them and doing everything you can to raise them properly, and like, that's fine. Like, no childhood's perfect. So you're never going to have that pristine, seal tick of approval of flawless childhood. But I also think there's we're pretty overpopulated as a planet as it is. So me not having a kid is kind of taking a step in the right direction of, not some other little terror who's going to be cutting off people on the road and,
Pouring toxic waste into the lakes.
Making shitty
polluting.
jokes, carbon emissions, being bad to their friends, being bad to their father, me.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, I think that
Some gangster shit.
yeah, I think it's just a case of that you need to come to an acceptance of,
If the kid already exists and your concern is putting another human into the mix of an already overpopulated place, would you consider adoption if that is truly the problem?
oh, would I adopt out a kid?
Would you consider adopting a
No.
child?
If I was dumb enough to have a kid not dumb enough. If I was to have a kid unexpectedly,
Right.
I'd raise the shit out of that little fucker. You best believe that kid's gonna have a very, very
Doing my best.
he's gonna have a very
mediocre.
he's gonna have a
life.
very childhood, a very, very childyhood.
You've actually misunderstood my question, but I'm glad you did because that gives me more insight. I didn't mean will you adopt out your child if it's a mistake. I mean, would you adopt a child that already exists to raise?
I'm not raising someone else's kid.
Okay.
No. I don't know. Depends. I mean, again, these are big variables. If I got to the point where I was with someone and we couldn't have kids, but we really wanted to raise someone of our own, I think that's a very honorable thing to do is to adopt. But you've got to jump through a lot of hoops to adopt.
It's not easy. The act of having your own child in this day and age, in this economy, in this social climate,
Sure.
it is by definition, when you look at it, selfish. To put a human into a world they're probably going to have a shitty future. They're probably the world is overpopulated, like you say. But me acknowledging that selfishness would still, my love and wanting to see another little me running around would override that.
Yeah.
And I would be selfish in doing that. And that's what everyone does.
It's an argument that can go both ways. Like, is it egomaniacal for you to bring someone in when there is shit going wrong in the world, and it looks like it's only going to get worse, but before it even maybe gets better, that you could say that's selfish. But also, I also think the idea of taking on the task of raising a kid is a task majority of people don't take on lightly, and I think you should be commended for that if that's what you want to do. But yeah, I think you've got to go into it with the right reasons. Like, if you've got love to give and you want to raise a kid, go for it. If you're doing it for legacy or to like
Continue the lineage.
your lineage. Continue the lineage, or fucking putting the next infinity stone in your fucking family gauntlet, then like
Another notch on the belt. Another child.
I have the job. I have the big titty wife. I have the car, the corner office. All I need is the shitty brat I can send to military camp.
And snap. Clicks your fingers and everyone's dead.
I don't feel so good, Dad. Shut up.
You raise your kid, you birth your child, get the final stone, click, and then he dies.
Yeah.
He turns to dust straight away. Well, it's worth the risk.
Dad should have called me Big Purple Guy, bitch.
Dad.
My name
All
Perp.
I want to do is love you.
My name Perp.
My name Big Perp.
Yeah, that's my corner of my psyche.
We've uncovered a lot.
Do we want to maybe delve into some of your ideas and ideologies?
All I would say is that I do want children someday, and like I said, my wanting to see, maybe it's egomaniacal to see your gene, like wanting to see your DNA running around.
It's biology.
It's biology, and that might be it might come from narcissism, or just like ego. I wouldn't want to adopt. And that's where, like, I've had this conversation with other people. If I had to adopt, I would if I couldn't have children. But, when people are like, I can't understand how people can, in good faith, put another child into the world when there's millions of children sitting there who need a good home, who already exist. You could save one of their lives. I still would not do that and have my own child because of the narcissism and ego.
Let me ask you a question, Carol.
Unpack it.
Did you ever get anything of worth as a gift at Christmas time? Did you ever get anything of worth as a gift at Christmas time?
Yes. Is Carol the orphan?
I don't know.
Who's Carol? Why did you say Carol?
She's the person going, you need to...
Oh, sorry. I'm with you. I'm with you.
The person saying that adopting a child is more noble than raising your own.
Yes, that's Carol.
Did you ever know it was a secondhand gift?
No. Couldn't tell.
I did. Wasn't happy. Who fucking got me a pre-loved gift?
This one seems to have a little bit of cracks around the edges. Bit of damage.
Oh, let me guess. No warranty? No. Oh, I thought so for some reason. For some reason, I thought this might be a little bit older than just the factory default.
Is there a facility where I can just kind of dispose of it if it gets a bit broken, or if I already got it when it was broken and then whatever I do to it, it's irreparable beyond damage? Is there a place I can go?
There's a wood chipper around the back.
Okay. So my options are murder or keep raising this thing that someone else has already irreversibly done damage
Is
to.
it really murder if the biological parents didn't want it in the first place?
I think the courts would say yeah.
Okay.
You might think that got a little bit dark. You might think that murdering orphans is somewhere we wouldn't go.
I've said a lot of crazy things this episode.
We'll leave it at that.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is if you really took anything from this episode, take it with a grain of salt.
I would just say that those people who have the Carols of the world who have that mentality, who pass judgment on people who have their own children, I would say go and by all means adopt 4, 5, 6 children. Save their lives, but I don't think you can. I would just say if you want to make a difference, do it yourself. Don't ask other people to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want a little Tom Farrelly running around.
I mean,
I need more of this.
there's not enough already.
It's a lot.
Little Tom would be cool.
Would you want a boy or a girl? Well, we've already covered that you wouldn't want any. If you did want children, boy or a girl.
I'm not saying that I don't want kids. Let me make that very clear. I feel like I've said that a couple of times. I'm saying that if I don't have kids, I'm not going to feel bad about it for a multitude of reasons. And there might be built-in justifications of going, oh yeah, we're overpopulated, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, don't care either way.
I think it's you don't know what it is until you have it, right? Like someone with a child would say it is a bond that is unexplainable and it's a love that is like something you've never felt before and you can't even try to explain it to a non-parent until you've had it yourself.
Kind of feels like when you got like midnight release of Modern Warfare 2 back when you were like 15.
See, I don't know if that compares.
You're right. That's better. Way better.
You're right.
Way cooler.
But it's one of those cases where if you never feel it, you don't know what you're missing. So fuck it. Who cares? Just see all your other, happy friends and siblings with children and just imagine what it would be like.
Or just get the best parts of having a kid when you're an uncle or an auntie, if that's, if that's what you got swinging between your legs. Have all the fun you want in the world with your niece and nephews or nieces and nephews. Take them to the park. Go to the beach, gymnastics, cartwheels, dancing, video games, partying. As soon as one of them shits the pants, gets a boo-boo, starts crying, go see your dad.
They ain't calling for you, Jacob.
Go see your dad.
They're calling for dada.
Yeah.
Mama.
And you know the best thing is because you're not the one laying down the fat cock of the law. You're not slapping on the table every night.
Depends what kind of uncle you are.
Welcome back to episode 2 of therapy.
If orphan murder wasn't enough, we've stumbled on some molestation. But that's a great point. Just be the fun guy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you will always be the fun guy up until they reach teenage years.
And they hate you.
Then they frighten you.
Yeah. And then you just keep your distance. And you go, bro, you
hope that
sis or bro, pump out another. We need another one. This one's broke.
You kind of hope that you've established enough of a rapport with the kid by that point that it's like, I hope you just don't, like, I hope that you've been raised good enough by my brother and sister or whatever the case, brother and or sister, hopefully or. You hope that they've been raised well enough that, and you've seen them enough times that there's some sort of rapport built there. Because trying to be friends with a, stranger teenager, a teen stranger.
If they're not going to be your mate, then it's going to be hard.
Or
if they're like they basically
it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you want them to be a drinking buddy almost. You want to be able to sit down and
you want to be the one they go to when they're like, hey, I want to get some booze for schoolies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jake, me and my friends want to smoke some weed.
Je suis confident.
Don't tell your fucking mother.
It's my consigliere, mama. What are you doing out with Uncle Tom at this hour? Mama. Thomas is something of a confidante to me.
Where did this stop watching The Godfather?
Yeah, stop watching The Godfather stoned, okay? All right.
Smoke less weed, watch less Sopranos. I didn't raise you this way.
Oh, mama. Listen, mama. I can't do it. There's a good bit there.
You're doing fine, dude.
You come to me at 2 o'clock on a Thursday night before school. And I tell you, it's just my eyes are red from hay fever. And you come to me and you say I've been smoking weed.
Tom, what the fuck is he doing?
I don't know.
Tom, have you been showing him Godfather marathons?
I don't know. I said take one bite. He ate the whole thing. He's fucked.
I told the little cunt. I told the little whippersnapper they weren't fun brownies. Sorry, they were very fun brownies.
We should put on the table? We should get a cunt counter.
A cunt counter.
We were told before this episode that we say the C-bomb too often. And I'm not talking cranberries because we're drinking those, baby. We were told we say cunt too often. And I think I count 5 already this episode, including the one I just said. So we need to start counting those, regulate it.
A cunt counter.
And you know what? When we count them, when we start recording them, we'll sell them as NFTs.
By timestamp 42 minutes and 38 seconds. Wow, Jacob and Tom say, I don't know, what are we at? About that, probably. 53 mins. Holy shit. Should we read some reviews?
If we want.
from last week.
I don't really care.
Just the one review this week. Animal Chin.
Oh, and by the way, we're on a fucking new platform, bitch. If you do like free-to-air content, or if you don't like free-to-air content and you like hearing us ramble about it, your favorite free-to-air reviewers are now on TikTok.
TikTok. The boys have joined the dark side.
You hear that? Can't see it. Can't see it if you're not on YouTube, but you hear it. It's me slapping my wrist where a watch should be.
Is there an episode of 60 Minutes about to play?
I'm Tracy Rimboards.
And this is Scott Morrison playing a banjo. Bum bum. Bum bum. We had one review this week. Oh, go to TikTok, On the Air Tonight podcast. At On the Air Tonight podcast is the name of the TikTok. It's set up. Everything is laid out in perfect 1:1. Is that the aspect ratio?
It's not.
The aspect ratio where it takes up your whole phone.
16
by 9. That's what I was going to say.
1:1. She just read my lips like a fucking little Amir there.
1:1. We set him up one by...
Yeah. You ever tried to make a 16 or a 9 without a 1? Doesn't work.
It's 16 by 9. So when you look it up, when you go to On the Air Tonight podcast, guess what? We take up the whole phone. And guess what? It's me talking, and then it's Jake talking, and then it's Jordan talking. It's like a whole multicam setup. Go to On the Air Tonight podcast, check out the boys, give us a follow.
Yep.
On TikTok.
On TikTok, follow us on Instagram, leave us comments, or subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch everything and keep up to date with everything On the Air Tonight. Much like our good friend and father.
To one. Part Australian, part Chinese. This is an episode review of Hello Stranger.
I resent that. He's my dad as well.
Okay, he's father to 2. Well, 3, including my
I was
sister.
going to say.
Welcome to the family, Chief. And the thing is, you have to have children to be in this one.
What are you doing?
Oh, not accepted yet.
You're fucking
I'm as welcome as you.
Your white tennis tube sock doesn't count putting your kids in there, mate.
No, it doesn't. That's what we call the deposit bank. Lance Farrelly says, episode 52, Hello Stranger, is another gem. Tried to think of a more painful event in my life than watching some influencer called Kurt. When I was a young boy, I told my dad I had a loose tooth. His answer to the problem was pulling the tooth out with a pair of pliers. Even had to twist the tooth to snap the root. I'd still take the tooth removal over listening to that peckerhead Kurt.
I do love boomer talk, peckerhead.
Peckerhead.
It's not as punchy as his insult for Kyrgios the other week, but
Stupid pussy. Peckerhead.
the other one.
Oh yeah, the other one that didn't make the cut.
The other one that didn't make the cut.
Glad my hard-earned taxes are being spent on the ABC making these little gems. 5 bad fake tans out of 5 again. March on, boys. Peace out.
What do you mean taxes? You give all your money to China, Papk.
Yeah, well, Chinese taxes.
Fair
He's
enough.
part Australian, so he pays part Australian taxes, part Chinese taxes.
Okay,
You
okay.
know this.
Yes, look,
I've got you across his
Yeah,
portfolio.
you are right. Yeah, I've seen the dossier. I've seen the dossier.
Yeah, the dossier.
Thank you so much, Lance.
What a nice review. He
Yeah, Kurt's a batty crease, isn't he?
Kurt is getting fucking pounded, not just by dad. He's getting peckerheaded by dad.
Well, your dad does live in the Gold Coast, so if he's going to be pounding someone, that'd be Kurt. Sounds like Kurt's a new mum, dude.
Dad did sound awfully off Kurt, like suspiciously off Kurt. If you know, oh, Kurt Coleman, never heard of that fucking guy. I wouldn't go near him with a 10-foot pole.
Didn't say anything to you, Dad. Never said the word Kurt and the name Kurt to you.
Yeah, Dad hasn't even listened to the review.
Why? You drag your finger along your dad's like forearm and it's like a layer of dust, but it's all Bondi sands. Like, why have you got 17 layers of fake tan on?
You fucking Kurt Coleman,
You
Pat?
fucking Coleman, dude.
Does Mum know you're fucking Kurt Coleman, Pat?
Oh, I swear, bro, it didn't happen.
Mom, Dad's fucking Kurt Coleman.
No, what happened is I got some oats and I spilled them all over me bloody arms.
I've heard that story before. Stop fucking Gold Coast influencers.
All right.
All right. You got me there, son. You can do it one more time. Just get him on the show.
Yep. Or get him to spell.
Get him to spell. Dad calls him a peckerhead. We called him a slew of names. If you don't know who Kurt Coleman is, we did a whole episode on him last week. One of the original influencers. I don't think we gave him enough credit for being one of the first influencers in the game before influencers wasn't a thing.
Sure.
Don't know if that's a good thing. Like I said, like to be the first at something really shitty and like non-talented, maybe you're paving the way for other non-talented shitty things, but you were still the first.
He's the Ray William Johnson of taking selfies. Gotcha.
Yep. Shout out Kurt Coleman. He was tagged in the Instagram post that we put up promoting the show.
Oh, yeah.
And in the description that I wrote out, at Kurt Coleman, the GOAT is Hello Stranger's first subject. That is what I wrote. Kurt Coleman, big fan of the show, apparently.
Well, he took a screenshot of the thumbnail, put it on his Insta story and said, definitely gonna listen to this.
He said, definitely going to listen to this. Got the Y wrong, spelt it with a T. That's okay. Spelling's never been Kurt's strong
It
point.
looked so much more wrong than that. This is such a small detail, but definitely.
It might have been an L out of place as well. Might have been an L out of place and a T instead of a Y.
It was definitely just the T now that you're saying it, because it was
Okay.
definite. That was spelt fine, and then it was LT on the end.
So the Y in definitely, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Definite.
You really notice its absence. My point is, Jacob, he also commented on our post and said, woo!
He did.
Blue tick. First blue tick on the Instagram account. First blue tick on OTAT Instagram. Woo.
Sorry, Dickie Donald, you don't have one of those, mate.
Way rather sit down for a beer with Dickie Donald than Kurt. But I digress.
I think that ship has sailed now that we're calling him Dickie Donald. Dickie the Don.
Hey, Dickie D, come back on the show.
Fucking from the northern beaches.
My point is, I don't think Kurt listened to the show before he promoted it on his own account with to 100,000 listeners.
He made that very clear when he said, definitely gonna give this a listen.
He said going to, not have listened to it, going to. So I just am awaiting the influx of either his comments that say, what the fuck? Or maybe he'll set his fans on us. I don't know. But it's safe to say that he hasn't heard us say Kurt Coleman is one of the stupidest, most vapid humans. And now I almost feel bad.
You shouldn't.
Should I feel bad or should I not feel bad?
No, stick to your guns, mate.
I know, but now he's a real person who's writing things to us.
But how much more of a disservice are you doing someone if you start placating them or pandering to them as soon as you get their attention?
So bullying has its place.
We're not bullying him. We gave our God's honest opinion of someone that has his head in the clouds as well as up his own ass. So he's got clouds in his butt cheeks.
Somehow.
Sounds
like a good time.
Just because that now becomes humanized because we had some sort of interaction with him doesn't mean that what we did.
To be nice.
No.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Sorry, were you still going?
I was just going to say it's not the first blue tick we've gotten.
Is it not?
Honey badger.
Oh, Honey Badge, reach out. Another fan of the show, Nick Cummins. Riddled with celebs, this show.
Oh my God, just drowning in paparazzi.
Drowning in fame.
Paparazzi.
I have a question.
Go.
Would you have Kurt on the show?
Why?
So I'll ask again. Would you have Kurt on the show?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why would we have Kurt on the show?
So is your answer a no?
I'm
you answering my question with another question?
I want to know why we would have Kurt on the show before I answer the question. Because if it's to talk about free-to-air content or about his dealings with Hello Stranger or another, box office,
Bonanza.
Small screen show that we haven't seen quite yet with Kurt Coleman starring. But if it's just for a clout grab, there need to be further discussions about it.
I wouldn't call it a clout grab. I think that he would have some things to say about building your own, I don't want to say empire, building your own business that he makes money off. Fucking Jacob's face. Small town Gold Coast fame, dealing with haters, being one of the first influencers, being bullied. Maybe we could have a genuine conversation with the guy.
Probably not.
I don't think he'd have zero insight. Remember that the show that we watched starring Kurt, he was 18 and he's now about 25, 26.
The whole conversation would be him. I don't think we'd get anything of substance out of it. I don't think it'd be entertaining for either of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we wouldn't enjoy it, and I think our fans, they might enjoy it. Yeah, I don't see the point.
Kurt.
I just don't see the point.
You're not coming on, dude. I'll interview you on my side channel, Tom Farrelly.
I mean, if we get called out, but all I'm saying is that during the filming of the show back in 2015-16, he was bragging 180K, but pushing up to 200K followers on Insta. Man's at 105 right now.
Man's at 105.
Man's
clinging onto that blue tick.
Struggling on 6 digits while we're struggling on, or we're thriving on 3.
If you want to talk about followers, Kurt, come to your boys.
We have 9 followers left until 200, by the way. If you do give it a follow in the next...
300. Oh, wait, 200. Sorry. Sorry.
If we got near the big bloody triple century, I wouldn't be sitting in this room. Tom will give you a blumpkin if you follow in the next 7 days.
Share it to your mates. We're trying to get to 200 followers on Instagram.
And that's it. We don't want any more than that.
Jacob.
What?
Should we talk some Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, I didn't watch the... Look, you're the sports guy. You
listen to a podcast called Hello Sport. You watch sport.
Okay, let me put it this way. You're the NFL guy.
You're wearing a guy who's playing a sport on your heart.
Let me put it this way. If we're talking NFL, you cover the passing, the football, the sport being played. I cover the commercials, the halftime show, the fanfare around the product itself.
So one of the things that you're covering isn't even there because we're getting all Australian commercials.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just do the halftime show, and you do the sport. Give us an idiot's guide to what happened sports wise.
Sports wise, so it was the newly moved Los Angeles Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. First time LA Rams had made the Super Bowl. I think they'd made it as the St. Louis Rams before that a couple times. Cincinnati, I don't think I've made it before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really give a shit about the sport.
I'm glad I forced him to talk about it.
But it was kind of like it kind of felt like an underwhelming Super Bowl because there wasn't a big attraction name. It wasn't like, apart from Odell Beckham Jr. being in it, who's one of the bigger names in NFL. There was no like Tom Brady led team or Patrick Mahomes or New England Patriots or the Giants. There wasn't like LA's a massive team, obviously. But yeah, I just feel like there wasn't the biggest highlight from this game was the halftime show, which you can say for a lot of different NFL Super Bowls, but it's more so praise to the show itself rather than an overshadow or a little poo-poo to the game. The game itself was kind of good.
Okay. Would you say that we had maybe one of the greatest of all time halftime shows and one of the most lackluster games of NFL football of all time?
You were right with the first part of your statement. Okay. The halftime entertainment starting with Dre, Snoop, going into fucking Fitty, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick. Eminem, like awesome show.
Unreal.
Awesome show. And like,
let's get on to the halftime show. Sorry, you were...
No. Yeah, you go. You have an agenda, so just push it.
Well, I was just going to say, you've done your part.
All right.
As I condescendingly pat you on the leg.
I'm out of here. Tom's all yours.
I'm doing the halftime. I'm the halftime show guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jake covers the sports. I do the music and the fun stuff. Entertainment reporter Tom Farrelly crossing to you. So this halftime show. I'm out here at Benjel Stadium. You hate it.
We're gonna cross back to the studio because our man on the ground is an absolute beep.
Okay, the halftime show. Have you ever seen a lineup like 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem?
Yeah, in my fucking dreams.
Yeah, dude. 6. And if you saw that shit, if you haven't seen the Super Bowl halftime show, it's on YouTube in full. It goes for about 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm being biased because almost all of them, excusing probably Mary J. Blige, just because I'm not that into her, I would say almost all of them are some of my favorite artists of all time.
Let's get it pumping, get it.
Yeah, that's a tune. Let's get it percolated.
Also, just Destiny's Child, like that's Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
She's not in it.
Yeah. Mary J. Blige and Beyonce are in Destiny's Child.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew Kelly Rowland and Beyonce.
It might be.
Was Kelly Rowland in Destiny's Child?
Why not be Mary J. Blige? No, you got
I
me
don't
second.
think it is, dude.
Want to maybe bet about it?
Have fun editing this.
Oh God. What did I even say she was part of? Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child.
I was going to say Dreamgirls, but that was a movie about
That's a movie.
some other people. What girls
I
are
don't
in?
think she is. I do want to put money on it.
Yeah, she's not.
She's not. She's her own thing.
Sorry, I got Kelly Rowland and Mary J. Blige mixed up.
Come on, dude. Mary J. Blige is apparently songbird of our generation, cultural icon. What I will say is that Eminem, Kendrick, Dre, and Snoop Dogg.
Kendrick was great. Dre was great. Snoop was great. Eminem, I'm not a big fan of him. So
It was kind of like a super group. It was a who's who of 90s to 2000s hip hop.
well, I also thought it was a homage to California because it was
Yeah.
being hosted in Los Angeles. One of the teams was Los Angeles, which never happens. Usually for the Super Bowl, it's at a mutual ground.
Okay.
This just happened to be in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they had a Detroit rapper there.
That didn't make much sense. No. I mean, they're all Cali except for Eminem.
Is Fiddy Cali?
That's a good question. I don't know. It didn't feel like a bunch of washed up old dudes is what I'm saying. Like a lot of the time they'll bring out like the Rolling Stones or fucking
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5 and it's like, oh, that's a band that used to be massive and now they're not. Like these guys are old and they're not on the level that they used to be, but like Snoop Dogg is as cool as he's ever been.
Oh yeah.
It's a testament to like how much he is just timeless and has remained in the zeitgeist.
It's going to be a very sad day in like 50 years time when he dies.
When we lose Snoop, that will be very sad. But it doesn't matter how old he gets. He's like crip walking around in his PJs.
Yep.
It's the coolest fucking thing ever. 50 comes out hanging upside down.
Was like having like breathing troubles. Like he could barely sing into the mic. Just like, go.
If you're not familiar with the Inda Club original video, 50 spends the whole video singing upside down from the roof like a bat. But he's doing like chin-ups and working out. And obviously movie magic, he's not really hanging upside down. In the halftime show, he's literally hanging upside down with like
chains in his face.
the 50 Cent chain like in his mouth so he can't rap. And he's but it was just like I got goosebumps watching it, honestly. It was
great.
It was best halftime show that I've ever seen personally.
I got goosebumps from seeing Kendrick like in the flesh. Not in the flesh, but you know what I mean. For the first time in what feels like a decade.
Yeah. Like doing his thing. Doing his thing.
He really hasn't. I mean, when did To Pimp a Butterfly come out? 2017?
Well, Damn was after that.
Damn was after that. So that was 2018. It was before Kobe died. So it would have been 2018. Yeah.
Damn was 2018. We haven't had an album since then.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20. It hasn't been too, like, you know,
I mean,
he's overdue for another album.
He's done that song, Tap in the morning, tap in the morning, tap in the morning. Let's get this shit.
Is that with little Baby Keem? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I think he's related
His
to
cousin, yeah. Kendrick education piece aside, I think it was a good mix of you've got Snoop who's old as fuck, you've got Dre who's old as fuck, who are the original West Coast guys, then you've got the guy they passed the torch to in Kendrick. So it wasn't just a bunch of old boomers. You've got young and old, and then at the end when they just all are standing on that fucking platform, all six of them, I'm like, that's like an Avengers moment.
Yep.
It's a super group.
That's probably what they were going for.
Yeah, it's a musical Avengers.
Yeah.
And I just don't think you can look past it. I don't think you've seen a better halftime show. As far as like 6 goats in a room, you don't get 6 goats in a room. You get Coldplay and Bruno Mars usually. You know, that's like the biggest link up they get. This was 6 goats in a room of their art. Loved it.
I was talking to my housemate about it, and he was saying, "This is amazing. It's sick. It's kind of disgusting comparing this to the NBA All-Star game. So I don't know if you know much about that, but so the
Exhibition match?
it's kind of like it is an exhibition match. So over one weekend in March, one city in America hosts a whole bunch of events called the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
So you've got the rookies versus the second-year players. Or sorry, they have rookies international versus US rookies. They've got a skills challenge, 3-point challenge, a dunk contest, and then the main event is the All-Stars, who are basically the best 24 players who are picked in the league at any given time, at that point in time, voted by fans, players, coaches, managers, media people. The halftime entertainment at the All-Star game is "We the Best." DJ Khaled.
Oh my God.
Which just like tells you all you need to know about where the budget is going.
Phone it in.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. And what, is he jumping around or is he just behind some DJ decks?
Well, I think there was a commercial that came up on television the other day when we were watching a game, and he went, yeah, we come into the All-Star game, baby, and you know what? I'm about to bring my All-Stars. Get ready for this. We the best.
Okay.
Like, you are a cringe Furby.
Yeah.
You're the combination of a Cabbage Patch, a Rotten Pumpkin, and a Furby.
I would say that if he's bringing his all-stars, I'd say Drake will be there with him.
You'd think so.
I'd say he'll bring out, because that's what DJ Khaled or any good producer is really, is a great collaborator or a great finder of talent.
Great money man.
A great money man. So
Money!
He'll bring in guys that he's done song with. He'll probably have Bieber and Drake there. And they've just guys that is DJ Khaled. Could be wrong, but I'd say expect some big names.
Correct.
Can I ask you a question about the All-Stars?
Sure.
Given that it's the best 24 players, does that produce the best product of basketball?
No, it's a spectacle.
Yeah, they don't really care.
Well, what usually happens is you're there at the All-Star game because you are one of the best players, but usually what happens is it's a very nonchalant pickup game for most of it, where you're watching players just flexing their skills. They're doing behind the back dribbles, shooting from 10 feet behind the 3-point line, doing crazy off the backboard alley-oop. So it's entertaining.
Kind of like how Kyrgios plays his whole career.
Correct.
Yeah.
The difference is that when it gets down to crunch time, like if it's 2 minutes to go or whatever and it's a close game, then they'll start playing.
Right.
They'll actually start playing because they want to win the game.
Right.
But they've actually done something recently. It's really dumb. And I can't even explain you the rules properly, but instead of it being 4 quarters and the final, whatever the final points tally is the results, they do points tally at the end of each quarter.
So you can win a quarter.
Yeah.
And a second quarter. You can win 2 out of 3. You can win half the game.
Correct. It's I'm not explaining that. I'd have to look up the rules to explain the nuances very well. They've done what they can to make the game entertaining from start to finish, rather than it just being the world's most expensive pickup game.
Yeah. Okay, they've tried to make it more. They've tried to make people care more.
Correct.
What do they call just like red versus blue? Like what are the sides?
Well, previously it was the NBA split into 2 conferences, which is just them splitting the map down the middle.
Yeah, okay.
So that you've got the West Conference, which is all of your Californian teams, Utah, Portland, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the East Coast teams is like New York, Boston, Philly,
Okay.
Atlanta, everything on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Previously in the past, they were picked based on their conferences.
Yeah.
Now how they pick is that the top 24, or it gets complicated, but essentially what happens is the top 24 voted players from, as I said, fans voting, players, media people, owners, managers, GMs, coaches. Once we get the top 24 people who have voted, it then goes to the 2 top voted people. So in this year, it was LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And they basically just do pick a side.
They pick their team.
They pick their
They go, I
team.
want them, I want them.
They draft their
Wow,
team.
like high school.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Isn't it funny how what you just described is basically state of origin for NRL?
They don't pick their team for
No.
Origin, though.
Sorry, let me clarify. The best 24 players or
Yep.
the best, 26 players,
Yep.
13 aside, in NRL is state of origin. You've got your best from New South Wales and you've got your best from Queensland. And that's the superstars. On paper, it's an exhibition match, but it's means more than any actual NRL game. Like it's an exhibition match that players will die for.
It's bigger than
and they
any,
actually care about.
It's bigger than any international NRL game.
Way bigger. It's our biggest rating NRL product at all, and it's on paper an exhibition match, and they cunts will murder each other and risk their bodies for the rest of the season to win that game.
I suppose the difference is that A, you're fighting for your home turf, you're fighting for your home state. B, there's 30 years of tradition in this sport.
Yeah, it's All-Stars a lot younger.
No, All-Stars has been around for the past 60, 70 years. But instead of people being picked for like their hometown.
Yeah. It's just some cunt picking them.
Exactly.
I'm on LeBron's team.
And the thing you covered the most in the NBA is, even though it's only in America, the World Championship, the final premiership, if you will. That is the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
Individual accolades or recognition for how well you're performing that season. That's nice along the way.
Yeah.
Means nothing if you don't win the chip.
You're on a ring.
Correct.
You're on a ring. It's crazy, hey? Like, guys will go out in Origin and be willing to miss finals for their club to win Queensland or New South Wales. I mean, I love it. Obviously, it's a great product, but it's crazy that we've crafted this thing that started out really as a meme or an exhibition match. Like, New South Wales versus Queensland, see how this will go. And now it's like people will fucking bleed for that jersey. It's good that we've got an exhibition match that is actually taken seriously and people care about.
Yeah, it's a great product.
Because AFL have tried it, I think, and it hasn't.
Yeah, they used to have the state of origin,
Yeah.
and they used to have international rules as well.
It's just this thing we've stumbled upon, and it's fucking taken off and means everything.
Yeah, and that's because it's box office. Like, you're seeing blokes who genuinely care, and the intensity is up. There's more prone to fights. The emotions are high. Yeah, it's hard to compare that to a non-contact sport where...
Well, why hasn't AFL been able to do it? What's the difference there?
I don't know.
Who knows?
You're asking me questions I don't know the answers to, Thomas.
It's interesting, though. I don't know why they haven't been able to
It's a
do it.
tangent we have gone on down the road, around the bend, lost our track, and we've just found our car again off the beaten track. So now that we've found our car and we're ready to get this show back on the road, what would you rate the Super Bowl halftime show, Tom?
Not the whole Super Bowl, but just the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yep.
To specify, I'll give it... honestly, I'd give it 5 out of 5.
Oh, we're doing 5 out of 5.
I'm going 5 out of 5. As far as a halftime show goes, absolutely.
Right.
Not compared to like Citizen Kane or, the UK Office.
Yeah.
Comparing to other...
No, we just usually rate out of 10.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I see what you're saying. 10 out of 10, because when you're comparing it to Janis Joplin getting her tartars out.
It's Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, very different
Had
woman.
this man a beer.
How does it compare to that? It's 10 out of 10 exposed nipples out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10 exposed nipples. 10 out of 10 exposed nipples out of 10.
Tight.
What would you give the Super Bowl halftime
Yeah,
show?
same thing. 10 out of 10.
Okay, 10. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please go to our YouTube, please go to our Instagram, and please go to our TikTok at On The Air Tonight Podcast, Instagram on the _Air Tonight. Catch up with Happy Valentine's Day messages on Instagram. Catch up with 16:9 videos on TikTok, and share it with your mates, because you never know when they need a new podcast in their life. Happy Valentine's Day, potatters. We love you. We miss you. Animal Chin, we're coming for your head. Bye-bye.
Rude.